High School Football 95.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to News Channel 7's Game 1, our doubleheader of playoff weekend action for you. High school football on News Channel 7 tonight. It's the OVAC at Power Monroe Central Seminoles taking on 8-2 Crooksville, Ohio Regional Semifinal, Division 5. I'm Gino Startar along with Don Zini, the commissioner of the OVAC football. And, Don, we got two great football teams meeting here tonight at McFarland Stadium in Cambridge.
We have the unbeaten Monroe Central Seminoles taking on the 8-2 Crooksville Ceramics. Both teams ready to move on, both teams with playoff experience, and both coaches ready to lead their teams to the next level.
And when you talk about the Monroe Central Seminoles, you have to talk about Luke Shoemaker and Dustin Robinson, two 1,000-yard running backs, two players that have been with Monroe Central for 4 straight years.
Luke Shoemaker, one of the best power backs in the valley at 6'1", 195 pounds, puts power and speed together. Mr. Robinson is a short back, but has size and very shifty once he gets through the line of scrimmage. He'll be someone to contend with.
You talk about these two running backs. They've combined for over 6,000 yards and 80 touchdowns in their 4 years at Monroe Central and at Woodsfield. And really two teams also with great offenses, but two teams with great defenses.
Both teams have come on strong defensively in the last part of the season. In the last 6 games, each defense has only allowed 2 touchdowns. And the Ceramics of Crooksville has posted 4 shutouts in that period of time, 5 shutouts altogether.
We're expecting a great game, great defense, great offense. We're here at McFarland Stadium in Cambridge, Ohio Division 5 Regional Semifinal, Monroe Central and Crooksville. We'll have the kickoff and the starting lineups coming up next. You're watching high school football on News Channel 7.
The Monroe Central Seminoles are back in the playoffs for the 2nd straight year as a consolidation. The Division 5 Region 19 champs are a perfect 10-0, rolling through their 10-game schedule with impressive wins over Frontier, Shadyside, and their arch-rivals Bellsville. Veteran head coach Jay Costa is elated to be back in the playoffs. He has a high-powered offense that starts with their senior quarterback, Bill Kress, who's thrown for over 1,000 yards. Costa can also rely on their ground game, featuring 1,000-yard runner Dustin Robinson and fullback Luke Shoemaker. The defense is anchored by Shoemaker, who plays the run as well as anyone from his middle linebacker position. So, this afternoon, the stage is set for Monroe Central and the Crooksville Ceramics, who are 8-2. The Seminoles will be looking to crack the Ceramics at a place where the Seminoles were knocked out just 1 year ago, McFarland Stadium in Cambridge. Monroe Central in Crooksville. The kickoff is next on News Channel 7 Sports.
And welcome back to Cambridge's McFarland Stadium. We're getting set to kick off here. That's Luke Shoemaker teeing the football up at his own 40-yard line. The Monroe Central Seminoles decked out in their black jerseys, the gold pants, and, of course, those gold Seminole helmets. And Don Zini kind of reminiscent of the Florida State Seminoles.
Looks like Bobby Bowden has brought his team up here for tonight.
Actually, Monroe Central, they had to send some officials in to get them out of the locker room. Jay Costa getting some last-minute instructions in. I think Luke Shoemaker's ready, and so are we. This is Ohio Division 5 Regional Semifinals from Cambridge's McFarland Stadium. Shoemaker's kick taken at the 15. And immediately taken down at they'll spot it at the 23-yard line. That was Brian Gorby back deep for the Crooksville. Let's go ahead and set the Crooksville offense for you. At quarterback is Brian Hartley, running back Bo Smith, fullback Chuck Blake. Across the line, Slater, Ross Hall, Caton, and Sean Rice. Your receivers, tight end Kyle Schooley, TJ Mumford, and Bill Addington. 1st and 10, ball on the Crooksville 23. Hartley's going to throw the football, looking downfield. Robinson, interception. Dustin Robinson, the coverage, and he picks off Hartley's pass at his own 47-yard line. And what a great start for Monroe Central. The defense coming up big, Don Zini.
Looks like Monroe went into a zone that time, had coverage had coverage real well, and Robeson was able to pick it off, putting Monroe in business near midfield.
Monroe Central, you hear about Robinson and crew as their offense, but these guys can play some defense as well. Joe Kress is your quarterback for Monroe Central. After this play, we will set the Monroe Central offense. Kress, your quarterback, Shoemaker, Robinson in the backfield. Kress wants to throw the football, has a man downfield, and Leisure, and he completes it at the Crooksville 40. Leisure bounces ahead, make that Manoa Geese. Check that, Manoa Geese to the 40, to the 35-yard line of Crooksville. So a great start for Monroe Central. They pass the football, they don't run it. Take a look at the replay, Don Zini. He has all kind of time, Kress.
They had a nice fake to the fullback there and opened up the tight end so that he was able to complete the ball for the first down.
1st and 10, ball at the Crooksville 34. As we said, Kress, your quarterback, Shoemaker, Robinson, and they're going to give the ball straight ahead to Luke Shoemaker, maybe give him a yard. Let's go ahead and set that Monroe Central offense. Keith Leisure, Sam Hannes, Boer, and Knowlton, as you're across the line, also we have for you. Friday, Yoho and Manoa Geese, as we just saw Manoa Geese, the catch there on the first play of the game, in the backfield. Quarterback Joe Kress, Will Weddle, Dustin Robinson, and Luke Shoemaker. What a tandem they have in the backfield, Monroe Central. Yes, it's very windy here. We're on the rooftop here at McFarland Stadium. We're trying to get adjusted for you folks. 2nd down and call it 9. Kress is going to throw again. This time he has Leisure at the 30, breaks the tackle across the 15, down to the 12-yard line, and we have a penalty on the play. It might be a face mask, Don Zini.
We'll have to look at the replay to see what we actually have here. Yes, the official is signaling for a face mask. Looks like we'll be going half the distance.
Here's the replay, Don. So they pass again. 2 of the first 3 plays are passes.
This is his big receiver coming down, and yes, number 20 got him by the face mask. We'll be going half the distance from here.
Yes, it was a face mask, and I knew it right away. If you saw Leisure get up, he was clapping his hands. And T.J. Mumford, the defensive back, with his hand caught in the cookie jar that time. And what a great start here for Monroe Central. After the turnover, the interception by Dustin Robinson, Monroe Central's taking over from their own 47, and they now have the football, 1st and goal at the 7. Joe Kress is your quarterback. Weddle, Shoemaker, and Dustin Robinson in the backfield. We have a slight delay. They're ready to play some football. Thanks for joining us here. 10 minutes to go here in quarter number 1. No score. Opening drive of the game for Monroe Central. Ohio Division V Regional Semifinal. This is Joe Kress, your quarterback. He will hand the ball off to Robinson. Tough yardage up ahead. He's met immediately at the line of scrimmage. He may have picked up a yard, and you know, this Crooksville defense has been playing some kind of football lately, Don Zini.
Ceramics look like they have put up a 9-man front there to try to stop these plays at the goal line. It appears as if Monroe may have to throw again.
They gave him 2 yards in a carry. Call it 2nd and goal from the 5. No score. Monroe Central and Crooksville. We're glad you stopped in for watching this telecast on News Channel 7. That's Weddle in motion. It looked like Crooksville moved, and yes, they did. They got caught in the neutral zone, and obviously, Don, this will be half the distance to the goal line.
Yes, the official is signaling that they were in the neutral zone. We'll be moving at 1/2 the distance to the goal line, and we'll repeat the down.
And unlike pro football, once you're in that neutral zone, immediately the yellow hanky comes out of the pocket.
And the ball is dead.
And I tell you what, for a football team that is no stranger to the playoff scene, Crooksville looks like they come out a little timid here, and not a whole lot of composure. They get the interception against them in the first play of the game, and now some penalties here. And it's 2nd and goal now at the 2-yard line for Monroe Central as Joe Kress over center. 9:29 to go here in the first quarter, no score. Man in motion, Kress, the pitch out to Robinson. Robinson, he needs it, he gets it. He needed 2 yards and he turned the corner. Dustin Robinson has just given Monroe Central a 6-0 lead.
Kress, the quarterback, looks like he's made a nice fake into the fullback.
Here's your
Faking
replay.
to the fullback, he held the defensive end, and the pitch out to Robeson gives him clearance into the end zone.
Dustin Robinson, the touchdown. Now time for the point after. In to do the kicking is Joe Crest, the quarterback. Waiting the point after. The snap is good, the hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. So Monroe Central converts the turnover. They take the ball 53 yards on really a flawless opening drive, and Jay Sarcosta's got to be ecstatic with the offense early on.
Jay has to be extremely ecstatic with the offense. He's mixed in the pass and the run. It looked like Crooksville was coming out trying to defend the run, and Monroe set him up with some fakes to the fullback, and the passes opened up real well. Obviously, Jay has prepared his team extremely well for the ball game.
Jay Sarcosta in his 25th season of coaching football, of course, many of those years coming at Woodsfield High School. He is now in his second year of consolidation, Monroe Central, and I tell you what, I think it's key for his football team here tonight to come out with that opening score. They are 0-2 in playoff history here at McFarland Stadium in Cambridge. Of course, they lost here last year to Bern Union, and a couple of years ago against Newark Catholic in the mud, they lost the football game. So they're looking not only to win here tonight, but get their first win at McFarland Stadium. This is Luke Shoemaker teeing up the football at his own 40-yard line. In case you just joined us, 7-0. Monroe Central has the lead over Crooksville. It is 9:20 minutes to go here, 9 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Taking the football and moving ahead for Crooksville, that is number 40. And folks, I tell you what, we're caught in a windstorm up here. We got papers flying everywhere. Joe Ross to return. He takes the ball back to the Crooksville. Now they'll mark it at roughly at the 33-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Crooksville at their 33-yard line. Hartley as your quarterback for Crooksville. He'll hand it off straight ahead, dive ahead, and going nowhere on the play is running back Bo Smith. As we told you, Crooksville started this football game off. They went to the pass early on. They were picked off by Dustin Robinson, and it led to 6 points. 7-0, Monroe Central has the lead. Dimmerling the tackle there for Monroe Central. Hartley over center. He's going to hand the ball off again. This time, once again, it's Blake, Chuck Blake for short yardage. So Monroe Central right now looking pretty darn good on the defensive side of things. Here's your defense for Monroe Central. We're losing power here up here, guys. We don't have it for it. We'll take this play. 3rd and 10 from the 38. Hartley has a man, incomplete. Once again, he was looking for Munfer. Robinson the coverage, and Crooksville will have to punt. And listen to the hand, Don Ziti, the Monroe Central defense gets from the home crowd in front of us.
This looks like a team on a mission for tonight. They come out, and it's another 3 and out, and they're going to get the ball back.
Back deep for Monroe Central will be Dustin Robinson. And we got papers flying everywhere, folks. We really do. And Eric Kramer. Both players will let the ball roll. Pretty good punt there as the ball rolls all the way back to the Monroe Central. They'll mark it at the 13-yard line, I do believe. We are in a crow's nest up here at McFarland Stadium, and yes, we are outside. It is a very windy night here at McFarland. We have papers blowing everywhere, including our rosters and everything. So we're going to try to make men's meet here. 7-0 is your score. Monroe Central leading Crooksville. 7:40 and counting in quarter number 1. Monroe Central with the lead. And on their second possession, Joe Crest once again will lead the Monroe Central Seminoles. 1st and 10 from his own 13-yard line. He has Shoemaker and Robinson in the backfield. Straight ahead carry. This is Luke Shoemaker fighting and scratching. Not a bad carry. Looks like he got to the 19-yard line, so give him 6 yards in the carry, and I think Jay Sarcosta will take that every time.
Absolutely. They come out of the wing tee that time with the lead blocker being Robeson going off tackle, and Shoemaker showed the power that he does have to pick up 6 yards.
Brian Gorby to stop, and yes, he does pick up 6 yards, Luke Shoemaker. So call it second, well, maybe a long 4 for Monroe Central. Shoemaker and Robinson behind Joe Kress, who was thrown twice in the previous drive. This time, he's going to give it straight ahead to Shoemaker and going nowhere.
The Ceramics defense that one pretty well. They had the pitch man and the quarterback well covered. Obviously, they made a nice play there.
Not a whole lot going there, probably a no gain. Mike Taylor the stop, so he'll actually lose a yard, so call it third and about 6 yards from Monroe Central. 6:20 and counting here in quarter number one. We're glad you joined us here. 7-0 Monroe Central, Ohio Division 5 regional semifinal. Look for Crest to put the ball in the air here. He will. He's looking for Leisure. This time he throws it across short, but enough for a first down.
And a beautiful catch. Beautiful catch here.
That's Will Weddle.
A nice run, and he picks up a first down.
Here's the replay, Don. It was Will Weddle. He had Leisure, but he opted to go with Weddle. But one thing on this play, he got to the first down marker.
Yes, he did. And Monroe is giving Crooksville a number of different looks from the offensive formations. That time they came out of the eye.
Joe Kress is a perfect 3 for 3 here in quarter number one, passing the football. 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. This time they're going to give it to Luke Shoemaker, and he is going nowhere. Forward progress may have gotten him back to the line of scrimmage. Shoemaker that time showing some strength. He wouldn't go down, but he couldn't get any progress on it.
Obviously, they're keying on Shoemaker, trying to stop this big power back.
So call it 2nd and 10. It is a no gain for Shoemaker. Kramer checks out of the game. Will Weddle back in for Monroe Central. 2nd and long. So we told you Crooksville with 4 shutouts in their last 6 games. Both these teams play great defensive football, and both these teams playing great defensive football late in the season. 2nd and 10 from the 26 of Monroe Central. Kress wants to pitch it, gets it to Robinson, needs a block, he won't get it. Great play there for Crooksville. I do believe it's number 56.
It appears as if Crooksville has made some adjustments to try to stop this option play. They're playing this 5-2 with a variation of it in order to try to stop the option play.
It was Scott Hoke making the tackle on Robinson. Robinson lost a yard in the play. They'll spot the ball at the 25, call it 3rd and 11 from the Monroe Central 25-yard line. Leisure is split left, far right. Kress wants to pass, looking downfield. He has Luke Shoemaker at the 25, up ahead to near the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So a 15-yard gain on 3rd and 11. And Joe Kress, I'll tell you what, looks very sharp for throwing the football. 4 of 4 already.
He has been over 1,000 yards with passing this year. He's a very accurate passer, completing 64% of his passes. And he hit Shoemaker coming out of the backfield that time.
Luke Shoemaker showing why he's such a great versatile football player. They needed 11, they pick up 15. 1st and 10 for the Monroe Central 40-yard line. Yes, they are moving the football. Kress is going to pass again. This time has Leisure across the field, the 45 to 50. Needs a block, he gets it to 40 and slips at the 40-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 39-yard line of Crooksville. Another big pickup. Call it 21 on 1st down. Kress to Leisure. Joe Kress is 5 of 5. Here's the replay, Don Zini.
We have the end coming on a down and out pass, and he broke this tackle coming down the field, making a great run. Looked like he could have picked up more, but the grass got him.
We've had some wet conditions all week here in Cambridge, but he does get 21 yards. Leisure 1st and 10 from the Crooksville 39. Monroe Central driving again. They lead this football game 7-0. This is Robinson straight ahead, not much doing. May have got back to the line of scrimmage. And once again, we see the gang tackling of Crooksville. That's Mike Taylor coming up with a tackle. It will be a no-gain situation, so call it 2nd and 10 on a moving clock here in quarter number one. 3:25 and counting. Now the officials want to stop the clock. They'll respot the football.
We had one of the players have a chin strap come loose.
So it is 2nd and 10 from the Crooksville 39. Monroe Central with the football and the lead 7-0. Joe Kress, your quarterback. Luke Shoemaker and Dustin Robinson. We'll call their names a lot tonight. Kress will pass again. Under heavy rush, he will go down. Now there's...
He flipped the ball underhand to Robeson, who was able to pick up some yardage and save a huge loss.
Wow, did he ever? And Joe Kress showing some athleticism there. A Jose Davis-like play for the quarterback, Joe Kress, the senior quarterback, and he avoided a huge loss, and somehow he was able to get that ball off. So he avoids a big loss. They'll call it a loss of 2 on the play, 3rd and 13. Check that, a loss of 3, 3rd and 13 for Monroe Central. The ball resting on the Crooksville 43-yard line. Kress will pass. Looking across the field, the ball is incomplete. And it was broken up on the play. Brian Corby with breaking up of the pass, so call it 4th and 13. I'm assuming with the ball in this part of the field, they will go for it on 4th down. We'll see. Jaser Costa talking it over down there. They will punt.
Actually, it looked like that pass hit the defender, and the defender didn't even know it was coming.
Scramble through our notes here. This is Eric Kramer punting the ball from his own 45. Pretty decent punt. Aiming for that corner. Will get into the end zone. Barely does. Boy, he needed 1 more yard.
Crossed the pylon. Just crossed the pylon. Once it crosses the pylon, it's into the end zone. We'll bring it out to the 20.
Wow. So officially it's a 43-yard punt, a net of 23, but he just missed that coffin corner. So Crooksville will take over. Ball on their 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for Crooksville. In case you just joined us, 7-0 Monroe Central with the lead on a 2-yard Dustin Robinson touchdown after the Seminoles convert the interception by Crooksville. Quarterback is Brian Hartley. He's joined in the backfield by Blake Smith. Chuck Blake and Bo Smith. Hartley wants to roll the option, keeps it, and he is hammered. Hammered at the 19-yard line. It looked like Will Weddle made the stop as well as Shoemaker.
They had that play defense very well, very well.
Both these teams love to run the football. Crooksville with 3 running backs with 500 yards or more, and we talked about Monroe Central's great rushing attack with Robinson and Shoemaker. They lose 1 yard in the play. Hartley does call it 2nd and 11 from the 19. Weddle and Shoemaker, your big guns on defense at the linebacker spot. Straight ahead carry, big yardage.
We had a nice run that time by the tailback. He's a 180-pound runner.
That's Bo Smith. He took the ball from the 19 to it looks like the 32-yard line, so pretty big carry, give him 13 yards and a 1st down. They'll mark it actually at the 32, call it 1st and 10 at the 32, so big pickup there of 13 yards by Bo Smith, the tailback. Hartley will hand off this time. He gives it to his fullback, Blake, and big yardage. Up ahead to the 38, 6 yards for Chuck Blake.
Blake's one of those fire plug backs, somewhere around 5'8", 200 pounds, gaining over 700 yards this year.
And with the running attack of both teams, we're under a 1 minute to go here in quarter number 1. Monroe Central with the lead 7-0, and it looks like this Crooksville offense has settled down. Call it 2nd and 5 from the 38-yard line. Straight ahead. Going nowhere is Chuck Blake. Pretty good defense there that time. Shoemaker once again involved on the tackle, as well as Eric Kramer.
Looked like that play was designed to go inside, and he had to take it outside because the hole was plugged up, and we had a great play on the outside by the Seminoles.
Monroe Central trying to end that McFarland Stadium jinx. They're 0-2 here in the playoffs. I don't know if they'll have time to get this playoff. 10 seconds and counting in quarter number 1. Hartley will get the playoff. The last play of the quarter, and good hole here by Bo Smith. He needed 3 yards for a 1st down. He gets close to 8. And on the last play of the 1st quarter, Crooksville picks up the 1st down. They'll mark the ball near the 48-yard line of the Ceramics. 7-0 Monroe Central after 1 quarter of play. Time to take a break. 7-0 Monroe Central after 1 quarter over Crooksville. You're watching high school football on News Channel 7. Back after this.
entrant here, which would be Monroe Central Seminoles.
Right now, the problem for Jay Circosta is Crooksville is starting to move the football. They have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. The Monroe Central folks in front of us on their feet trying to get the defense to come up to the challenge. Hartley is going to hand off. This time it's to Bo Smith, and well, wouldn't go down, Bo Smith. Joe Kress had to come up from his defensive secondary to make the call. He's near a first down marker. We may have a measurement here. They will call out the change. He needed 10 yards for the first down, and it looks like he's close to a first down. They're marking the ball at the 41-yard line of Monroe Central. But these running backs are Bo Smith and Chuck Blake, really impressing me, Donzini.
They ran a trap that time and came across, opened a nice hole up the middle, and Bo Smith is really impressive here. He wouldn't go down on that play.
He's got a big fullback in Chuck Blake. They do have the first down by the nose of a football. So Crooksville with 3 straight first downs here on this drive. 7-0 they trail, 11:49 to go in the first half. Monroe Central with a touchdown lead. 1st and 10, they'll mark the ball on the Monroe Central 41-yard line. Time for the defense of the Seminoles to step up. Crooksville has been running the football well on this drive, using both Blake and Smith. They'll use a lot of running backs. Both these players get a lot of carries. Smith and Blake in the backfield. They'll hand off straight ahead. And for short yardage that time, as the wind continues to move. We have probably winds of about 20 to 30 miles an hour here at McFarland Stadium. Do we have a penalty on the play?
Yes, we have a penalty on the play. It appeared as if Crooksville only had 6 guys on the line of scrimmage that time, but that's maybe premature. We'll see what the officials are going to say.
Now
they're indicating that the flanker was up on the line of scrimmage.
So no flag, no harm, and I guess we can almost say, where are they going to spot the ball? 2-yard pickup, possibly 3. They give them the nose of the football. Call it 2nd and 7 for Crooksville. Ball on the Monroe Central 38-yard line. Once again, we have Smith and Blake in the backfield. Hartley will pass. Looking downfield for a man, and great break on the football. I do believe that was Robinson.
Crooksville gave their quarterback very nice protection on that play, and Robinson came up and made a beautiful
Take a look at the replay here. Dustin Robinson looks like he had the coverage on the play, and Hartley really having trouble throwing the football. Watch Dustin Robinson make a great break on the ball.
He comes up and he does make a great break and knocks the ball down.
3rd and 7 now. Handoff straight ahead. This is Bo Smith with all kind of room. And it's Robinson that knocks him down, but not before he gets to the Monroe Central 26-yard line. Bo Smith, a big pickup. Give him 12 yards on the play and another first down for Crooksville as they continue to move the football on the ground.
It was a very nice draw play that they ran at that time. It looked as though Monroe wanted to rush the passer and got caught with the draw.
1st and 10, they'll spot the ball at the Monroe Central 26. 10:34 and counting in quarter number 2. 7-0 Monroe Central. Hartley once again give it to Bo Smith, and he's hammered. Luke Shoemaker meets him at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time. Luke Shoemaker keying that time on Bo Smith. A great open field tackle by Shoemaker. That's why he's an all-state linebacker.
He filled the hole real well, came up and made the stop right at the line of scrimmage.
What a great career by Luke Shoemaker. 4-year starter. And I'll tell you what, he's a senior, and the seniors in this Monroe Central football team have gone 35-3 over the 4 years. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 26. Hartley's going to throw the ball across the middle. Fumble! Joe Kress, loose ball, recovers at the 20-yard line.
It was a great strip of the ball by Shoemaker. When he went to make the tackle, he stripped the ball right out of the receiver's hands and was picked up by Joe Kress.
Joe Kress pounced on the football at his own 20-yard line. It looked like the pass was intended for Chuck Blake. And they said a great hit by Shoemaker. Take a look at the replay, Don. Hartley looking for Blake.
Made a nice reception, and then, like I said, he was stripped from the ball by Shoemaker.
1st and 10 from Monroe Central. They dodge a bullet. 7-0 with the lead. This is Joe Kress, who just recovered that fumble, your quarterback. He's going to pass. Now he's going to tuck the ball and run. It needs a block. He loses footing at about the 19-yard line, so he actually lost a yard on the play. Pretty generous spot. I thought he went down at the 17, but they'll give him forward progress to the 19.
I think actually that was a broken play, because if we look back at it, we'll see that Shoemaker was wondering why he didn't have the ball.
Well, Matt Hall, the left tackle for Crooksville, was all over Joe Kress. I think he wanted to hand the ball off, and there was no one to hand the ball off to, and he said, I'm going to tuck it and run. But not bad. He only loses a yard in the play call. It's 2nd and 11 from the 19-yard line of Monroe Central. 7-0 to Seminoles with the lead. 8:45 on a moving clock, quarter number 2. Kress this time's going to pass. He's looking downfield for Leisure. There's some contact, and there's your call. Pass interference, Don Zini. Another boo-boo by Crooksville.
Leisure was breaking open that time and was bumped going downfield. It's a great situation for Monroe. I think he would have caught the ball if he hadn't been knocked off the play.
It looked like Scott Hauk had the interference called on him. There was actually two Crooksville players. And up here in the bird's nest, it's pretty hard to read that second player's number, but it was 85. One of the guys on the coverage, Scott Hauk. So the penalty will move the ball 15 yards on the play. They should mark it around the 34. Yes, they do. So 1st and 10. We'll spot the ball at the 34, almost touching the 35-yard line. And once again, another penalty for Crooksville. They've had turnovers and they've had penalties, something playoff teams should not really experience. And when they do, they're in trouble. 7-0 Monroe Central. 1st and 10 for the Seminoles at the 34. Joe Kress handing off to Luke Shoemaker, trying to get outside, then he cuts it back up. He gets to the 40-yard line, so not a bad pickup. They give him 5 yards for Luke Shoemaker, and he keeps his feet moving, Don Zini.
Yes, he does. He keeps his feet moving. That's why he's the power back that he is. He got a nice block by number 76 out there, which is Chad Yoho.
It's always great to hear those linemen called in a game, because they really are the bread and butter of this football team. Yes, Robinson and guys like Shoemaker and Weddle get all the headlines and Kress, but that line is something else.
Coach Sarcosta calls Yoho probably my best blocker.
Yes, he does. 2nd down and 5, ball on the 40-yard line of Monroe Central. They lead this football game 7-0. Pitch out to Dustin Robinson. He gets across the 45 all the way to the 47-yard line of Crooksville. You see the power by Shoemaker up the middle. You see the speed and quickness of Robinson across the end, and a 1st down inside Crooksville territory.
And we had a pull by the tackle on that side, which is Sam Hanna's, and he made a pancake block out there to spring Robeson loose.
Dustin Robinson took the ball to the 48-yard line of Crooksville, so call it 1st and 10. Keith Leisure will check out of the football game for Monroe Central. Your 2 backs are Robinson and Shoemaker. Kramer is in motion. Kress will hand off to Robinson. Has a hole, big hole. He needs a block. He's tripped up. They trip him up at the 27-yard line of Crooksville. Wow, big time run. Give him 21 yards on the carry by Dustin Robinson. But once again, he had the daylight. Take a look at the hole here by that line.
It looked like they opened it up with a trap play up the middle, and just a shoestring tackle saved 6 for Monroe.
It could have been very well at 6 points for Monroe Central. And hey, Crooksville says we better call a timeout. We better gain some composure right here, because the tandem of Shoemaker and Robinson really taking over this football game. A 21-yard pickup by Dustin Robinson has brought the football inside the 30-yard line of the Ceramics. They'll mark the ball at the 27-yard line. Will Monroe Central have the ball 1st and 10 at the 27. We talked about Shoemaker and we talked about Robinson, but Joe Kress on the first drive and really in the first quarter was 5 of 6 for passing. So, boy, Monroe Central offensively just doing everything right.
they're playing extremely well offensively, and there has to be a concern to Crooksville because they're crowding the line of scrimmage. They have sometimes 9 guys up near the line of scrimmage, and Seminoles are still able to move the ball. So that's a very good sign for Monroe Central.
It was T.J. Mumford for Crooksville that made the saving touchdown tackle. Well, Robinson was gone. Jaser Costa sends his offensive unit back onto the field. 1st and 10, ball at the Crooksville 27. Leisure and Geese are your 2 split ends for Monroe Central. Dotting the I is Dustin Robinson. Kress will pass, looking for Leisure. Does he have him? Yes, he does. At the 25, still looking for a block. Not a very big pickup there. He picks up 3 yards in the pass from Kress to Leisure. But nonetheless, Joe Kress finding his man. He's getting time to throw the football.
Yes, he's getting time, and when Leisure made that completion, as he cut back, he got a nice block from Luke Shoemaker coming out of the backfield.
And I'll tell you what, we have about 30-mile-an-hour winds here at McFarland Stadium. That says something for Joe Kress, throwing the football well, and a lot of wind out here at McFarland. They spot the ball at the Ceramics 24, call it 2nd and 7. It is a windy night here in Cambridge. They'll pitch it out. This is Robinson, and he gets actually back to the line of scrimmage. They like to switch. They fake right and they go left. They like to change direction a lot, Monroe Central.
On that pitch out, Crooksville had penetration by their defensive end, which helped to break up the timing on the play.
Pretty good tackle, open field tackle there by Kyle Schooley, number 86. So it sets up a 3rd down, 3rd and 7. Yes, it was no gain for Robinson. 3rd and 7 from the Ceramics 24. 7-0 Monroe Central, 6:20 and counting, quarter number 2. Joe Kress is going to put the ball up once again, looking for Leisure at the quick out, and that time the ball thrown a little bit behind Keith Leisure, and it'll set up 4th down.
It looked as though Kress thought Leisure was going to be breaking outside, and he broke inside, and the pass was just a little off target.
Little miscommunications. If they would go for a field goal here, it would be about 41 yards, and for that reason, this is 2-down territory. They will go for it on 4th down. Will Weddle checks into the game. One of my favorite players, Will Weddle, number 34. 4th and 7, ball on the 24 of Crooksville. Joe Kress with Robinson and Shoemaker in the backfield. They will pass. Kress looks across the middle, then he goes outside to Shoemaker, and he needs to get to the, oh, he does. He does pick up the 1st down. A great second effort by Luke Shoemaker as he gets to, it looks like the 8-yard line of Crooksville.
He decided he was not going to be downed until he picked up the 1st down, and it's a great effort by number 44, Luke Shoemaker.
Here's your replay. Kress gets rid of the ball quickly, and look at the second effort here. He would not be denied.
It took two players to bring him down, and he dodged another one.
1st and goal. They'll spot the ball, it looks like, at the 8-yard line. Great effort there by Luke Shoemaker. 1st and goal at the 8. In motion is Eric Kramer. Kress will pitch left to Shoemaker, has a wall working for him, and we see a penalty flag. It looks like it could come back on maybe a holding call. We'll wait for the official announcement, but that does not look good for Monroe Central.
No, that does not look good when it comes in from the wing and from that direction, but we'll have to wait to see what the call is.
And I'll tell you what, Kyle Schooley once again making the tackle for Crooksville, and this kid is a special football player. He's made some great open field tackles, and yes, the indication is holding on Monroe Central. It's going to be a spot foul, so they'll move it. Let's take a look at the replay, Don. Looks like he had some blockers out there. Shoemaker trying to turn the corner. And once again, Cal Schooley coming up. Boy, he's some type of player, that Schooley.
We see the flag coming in from there, and it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so we'll have 1st and goal from about the 17-yard line.
So really, it's a loss of 9 yards. They'll spot the ball at the 17. 1st and goal at the 17-yard line of Crooksville. 5:20 and counting here in half number 1. Monroe Central with the lead, 7-0. Kress is going to pass again. Looking downfield, has a man. It looks like Manoa Geese. Are they going to give him the catch? No, they won't. Manoa Geese, it appeared he had the ball at the 5-yard line, but the officials right on the spot, they say it was a trap, so it'll set up a second down. Here's your replay, Don.
Drops back to pass. He has Geese open across the middle, and the officials waving it off. He looked like he made a catch, but obviously it must have hit the ground.
Very emphatic on his call. He was right on the spot. Second down and goal. Ball on the Crooksville 17-yard line as the wind continues to swirl here at McFarland Stadium. They're setting up the screen and knocked down. Precious pass was knocked down.
They had that play set up real well with 2 blockers out in front of Shoemaker. Looks like he could have waltzed into the end zone with that one.
And once again, Don, on the play, it's Kyle Schooley knocking down the pass, number 86. He has been all over the football field for Crooksville. He's definitely, by far, been their best player tonight. 7-0 is your score. 5:02 to go here in half number 1. Monroe Central looking to punch another one in here, but they have 17 yards to do it. 3rd and goal from the 17. Look at this setup.
This is what they call a muddle huddle.
Kress has leisure at the 15, and he drops the football. Explain that play if you would, Don.
This is one of the gimmick plays that we do have, and Jay usually calls this from a muddle huddle, that they come out.
Take a look at it.
Most of the team is off to the right, and what it is the center eligible quite often, and they try to get the ball out to receiver with all the linemen in front of him to block.
They're going to go for a field goal. They'll mark the ball at the 24, call it a 34-yard field goal. Joe Kress in. Jason Ludwig the hold. Pretty good snap to place. The kick is up and looks a little short, and it is. So Joe Kress's 34-yard field goal attempt falls about 5 yards short, and the lead remains Monroe Central 7, Crooksville nothing. 4:55 to go here in half number 1. Kress was a little late getting on the field. He had to change his shoes. I don't know if that affected the play or not, but he actually had to sprint onto the field from the sidelines, and as soon as he got out there, they snapped the football. Might have been wise to call a timeout there.
It probably could have used a timeout. I think the 25-second clock was winding down on him, and he had to hurry that one a little bit.
Crooksville takes over at their own 20-yard line, 1st and 10. Your quarterback is Hartley. Straight ahead carry. That's the big fullback, Chuck Blake. Blake, pretty good yardage up to about the 28-yard line, so give him 8 yards on the carry, maybe 9. Let's see where they spot the football. We will give him 9 yards on the play. 2nd down and 1. And Crooksville really looks like they have time here, a lot of time to try to punch one in for themselves. 4:30 and counting, they're down a touchdown. 2nd down and 1 for Crooksville. Ball on their own 29. This time they'll hand it off to Smith. Bo Smith has 1st down yardage. He's knocked out of bounds near the 35-yard line. So 6 yards and a 1st down. That will stop the clock.
Smith broke a tackle there, trying to get to the 1st down marker, which he did, made a nice run there.
I can tell you one thing, Jay Sircosta barking at his troops. You can't tackle these running backs, Smith and Blake, high. You got to hit these guys low.
They have good size in the backfield, and obviously with the amount of yardage they have picked up, they're 2 good backs.
1st and 10, they'll spot the ball at the Crooksville 35. Straight ahead handoff. This is Chuck Blake, and he gets to about the 39. Let's see where they'll spot the football. Yes, they'll spot the ball at about the 39-yard line. Chris Demerling with the tackle. We'll call his name a lot here tonight as well. Great defensive player. They'll spot the ball at the 39, so call it a pickup of 4 for Chuck Blake. 2nd down and 6. Ball on the Crooksville 39. 7-0 Monroe Central with the lead. Ohio Division 5 regional semifinal. This time the pitch is to Bo Smith, and he gets near 1st down marker. They'll stop him about a yard short. He gets to about the 44-yard line. He had to get to the 45. I think he'll be about a half a yard short of 1st down territory, but nonetheless, not a bad pickup on 2nd down. If he picks up 5 yards, call it 3rd and short now.
They pulled the guard on that side to lead the play, and he got a nice block outside to spring him loose for a couple extra yards.
2:50 and counting, half number one. Monroe Central up 7-0. 3rd and 1. They'll give it to Smith, and he's going nowhere.
It was a great play by Shoemaker. He shot the gap from his linebacker position and brought the runner down in the backfield.
Also in on the play, Chris Dimmerling. So that's going to force Crooksville. They have to punt the football here in their own territory. They will punt, and great defensive effort there by Luke Shoemaker and crew. If it's not them coming up with a great defensive tackle, it's them coming up with the turnover, and Crooksville probably beside themselves offensively. 4th down and 2 at their 43. They'll have to punt the football.
I'm sure Crooksville's not used to this kind of situation. They're averaging 32 points a game this year, so they figure to put some points on the board tonight.
Back deep for the punt is Robinson. He'll take the ball at the 24, trying to look for a block, and he'll run out of bounds near the 30-yard line. So Monroe Central will take over near their own 30-yard line. Let's see where they'll mark it. They'll mark them roughly at the 28, it looks like. With 1:49 to go here in half number one, a very windy McFarland Stadium. Don Zini, Gino Startari along with you here today. This is actually game number one of our doubleheader playoff weekend. Tomorrow you can catch the game between Brooke and Preston, West Virginia Class 3A game from Brooke Stadium. 3:30 our start tomorrow. All right, 1:49 to go here in the half, and Monroe Central with the lead 7-0. Kress once again at quarterback. He'll give the ball to Robinson. Has a hole. He's across the 35 to the 40. They'll run him out of bounds at the 41. A big hit there by T.J. Mumford as he knocks Robinson into his own bench, but it was a clean hit. But nonetheless, a pickup of 13 for Dustin Robinson before they knock him out at the 41-yard line. Let's take a look at the replay, Don.
Robinson come out, he got a nice block by number 66, Jamie Boer, to spring him loose and pick up fine yardage here.
They'll mark him out at the 41. 1st and 10, Monroe Central. 1:40 to go in half number one. They have the ball at their 41. This is Kress once again. He's going to pass. He's looking for Leisure, and he had him open.
I think the wind had something to do with that pass.
Excellent comment, Don Zini. Yes, he did. Leisure did the old button, hook, and fly. And actually he had his man beat on the play, but that time the wind taking that football well over Leisure's head. As we said, 20 to 30 mile an hour winds here at McFarland Stadium. Kind of makes it tough when you throw that ball up high in the air on the lob, but that time the wind and Mother Nature, I guess you would call that divine intervention, would you not?
That's what it sounds like.
Heard that quote before. 2nd and 10 from Monroe Central. Spot the ball on their own 41-yard line. Plenty of time to get the ball downfield. 1:33 to go in half number one. Monroe Central with a touchdown lead, 7-0 over Crooksville. They'll give the ball this time to Robinson, and he gets the ball ahead to the 45-yard line, so give him 4 yards in the carry. It will set up a 2nd down and 6 on a moving clock. 1:20 to go and counting here in half number one. In case you missed it, in the first quarter, Dustin Robinson with a 2-yard touchdown. That coming about 5 or 6 plays after a Hartley interception by Crooksville. And guess who had the interception? Dustin Robinson. So he's had a pretty good first half here as Luke Shoemaker is running mate. 3rd and 6, Kress gonna pass. He has Shoemaker out of the backfield. At the 45, the 40, knocked out of bounds at the Crooksville 35-yard line. A 1st down, and he stops the clock at the 49, Don.
You wonder how Crooksville keeps letting Shoemaker come out of the backfield and be uncovered. But he's doing it from both sides of the ball. Wide open coming out of the backfield, as you can see there, and picks up great yardage for the 1st down.
Mr. Shoemaker, a big fellow at 6'1", 195, but also has some pretty good wheels. And once again, hats off to that Monroe Central line. They're giving Kress time to throw. They mark Shoemaker out at the 35, 1st and 10 at the Crooksville 35 for Monroe Central. 49 seconds, and we have a marker, and that usually goes, well, let's wait and see. Might be, it looks like offsides against Monroe Central, the preliminary indication. We'll check it. Illegal procedure. Nonetheless, a penalty. So that's not what Jay Circosta wants when he's trying to pick up some yardage. That'll push him back 5 yards. They'll mark the ball actually at the 39-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 15. We'll call it the 39-yard line of Crooksville.
Usually that's an indication we have some sort of movement in the interior line prior to the snap.
That play took 2 seconds, the penalty, so it's 47 seconds to go here in half number 1. Monroe Central looking to add to their 7-0 lead. Joe Kress, he's gonna pass. He has Shoemaker get out of the backfield. Now he's looking downfield. He'll go to Shoemaker, who makes a great catch. And around the 34-yard line, then he's knocked out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. So nice play there by Luke Shoemaker. And he gets a lot of that yardage back. Here's the replay.
That kind of catch takes an awful lot of athletic ability to look one direction and have to turn and catch the ball from the other direction. Makes a nice catch here and gets out of bounds. Again, Shoemaker coming out of the backfield, uncovered. Obviously, Coach Circosta has found something here, and until Crooksville covers it, he's going to keep going back to that play.
What I like about Joe Kress is a senior quarterback, and we'll get back to Joe Kress. They're telling us we have to pitch a break. 38 seconds to go here, half number 1. Monroe Central 7, Crooksville nothing. You're watching high school football playoff style on News Channel 7. Back after this. Stadium here in Cambridge, Ohio. Right now we have 38 seconds to go here in half number 1. Monroe Central with your lead, 7-0 over Crooksville, Ohio Division 5 regional semifinal. We were talking about Joe Kress, the quarterback from Monroe Central, the senior quarterback, Don, and I wanted to kind of conclude up on the thought I had. Joe Kress, because he has so much great experience in running this offense, what I think he's doing well here tonight, he's looking downfield for not just one receiver, but several. That time he was looking for Leisure and Geese across the middle, didn't have him, so he went to his safety plug, Luke Shoemaker.
Yes, he's going off to alternate receivers when he has to. This is where experience comes in, and we have to keep in mind he does have over 1,000 yards passing this year.
2nd and 5 from the 39. This is Kress. He hits his man. Shoemaker needs a block, and he gets it down to about the 12-yard line. And right away, Shoemaker, a heady football player, calls a timeout. 29 seconds. The clock would have stopped to set the change, but nonetheless, they have the timeout. Why not use it? 29 seconds to go here. The pass play takes the ball to the Crooksville 12-yard line. Shoemaker with 5 catches now, and will give him 80 yards, I do believe. 80 yards on 6 catches. 5 catches, they're telling me. My stat man, Colin, tell me 5 catches for 80 yards, and once again, he's getting open.
He came down out of the backfield and hooked into the defensive secondary, found himself wide open, and picked up the crucial first down.
7-0 Monroe Central with the lead. Jay Circosta in his 25th season as a head coach. He doesn't look a day over 25. I know he's watching, so that's why I said that.
Jay's a very personable young man, and obviously when Jay brings a team to the playoffs or prepares any team, we know that they're going.
There is Coach Circosta. What a job he's done at Woodsfield, now in the 2nd year of consolidation for Monroe Central. Of course, Woodsfield and Skyview, the consolidation last year. And how good of a guy is Jay Circosta? Skyview never had a football program. They're known for basketball and some baseball, but he's starting to get them Skyview kids to come out for football.
And they're 19-1 at Monroe in the last 2 years.
1st and 10, the ball on the 12-yard line. Kress under heavy pressure, and he'll go down.
Looks like we had a linebacker shoot the gap.
Yeah, it was Luke Abel with a tackle, and Kress will be knocked down. Now, wait a minute here. He may have fumbled that football. He did fumble. No, they called a timeout. I'm sorry, they called a timeout. The indication was that.
No, what they did was when they threw the beanbag, the referee was marking the spot where he was initially tackled, so that he will give him that spot for forward progress.
My boo-boo. They'll mark him down at the 19, so they'll call it 2nd and 15 for a first down for Monroe Central. But more importantly, just 22 ticks left on this clock here at McFarland, and 22.3 if you're being technical with us. 7-0 Monroe Central with the lead. Once again, Circosta talking things over with his troops on the sideline. I would have to think that that was his last timeout, and they need to work the football near the sidelines.
Going to have to put the ball in the air to the sideline. Yardage isn't the important thing right now. It's getting out of bounds after the pass is completed.
They're going to mark the football at the 19 and call it 2nd and 17. 22 seconds to go. Monroe Central with the lead, 7-0 over Crooksville. Here is Joe Kress. And yes, he will pass. Kress looking across the field, almost picked off that time by Abel. He was looking for Robinson. That might have been 6 points for Crooksville.
That could have been 6 points either way. If Robinson could have held on to the ball, and he was screened by number 22. If he could have held on to the ball, I think he could have walked into the end zone, but 22 did make a great play on that one.
Luke Abel, and I tell you what, Luke Abel just made the sack on Kress the play before that. That time he might have, it kind of sailed right through his hands. He probably thought to himself, this can't be happening. I can't have an easy interception like this. 3rd and 17, they need to get to the 2. 17 seconds and counting to go. Kress under heavy pressure, and he will not go down. He avoids the rush. 10 seconds to go in the half. He's going to run to the end zone. And he's knocked down at the, looks like the 10-yard line with 4 seconds to go. They stop the clock. They'll mark him.
They did have a timeout left.
So he gets to the 10-yard line. Taking a look at the quick feed here by Joe Kress.
How he was able to get away, it shows great athletic ability. And looks as though he was going to be able to make it in the end zone, but we had a nice tackle on the play. And heads up playing, and heads up by the players out on the field calling a timeout before time did run out.
And I'm not sure if they're going to go for a field goal here or not. It looks like Kress is down there with his putting a different shoe on. So they might just say, hey, we'll take 3 out of this. It looks like Ludwig, Jason Ludwig, is in the football game to hold for Joe Kress. The ball is spotted at the 10-yard line without a timeout. Maybe that's the reason why they think, well, 3 points is better than none. Well, obviously, with no timeouts in 4 seconds, you have to throw the football to the end zone. And they're going to go for a field goal here. 27-yard field goal it should be for Joe Kress. He does have a pretty good foot, Mr. Kress. They will spot the ball at the 17-yard line. Jason Ludwig will hold. 4.3 seconds to go. Kress, a right-footed soccer-style kicker. Good snap. The hold is good. The kick is up, and it is good. I'll tell you what. That ball, we had to wait there. That ball was up in the wind. It had just had enough oomph on it as Kress hits a 27-yard field goal into a wind that's really blowing into his face. I think you were trying to tell me that, Don.
The flag was starched in that direction, wind blowing right at him, and I think it held the ball up and just made it over. But what an emotional lift this will be for Monroe to go in with a score right before halftime.
Monroe Central came into this football game sporting 3 big-time players. Joe Kress, the quarterback, we saw what he did right there. Luke Shoemaker, we've seen him on offense and on defense. And Dustin Robinson, both the players, two-way players. And all 3 of those players really coming up big here in the first half. And with that 27-yard field goal, it's Monroe Central the lead 10-0, but a huge, huge boost going to that halftime locker room.
Absolutely. When we get something like that occurring, your team goes in fired up, and they'll come out ready for the second half on an emotional high.
10-0 is our halftime score. Monroe Central is leading Crooksville at the half. Coming up next, we'll check in with Monroe Central 10 and Crooksville nothing. We just had a great performance by the Monroe Central Seminole Marching Band. Also a pretty good effort by Crooksville. And right now we're getting set for second half of football. We have some stats to pass your way, unofficial stats here. Luke Shoemaker, as we told you, had a pretty good first half of catching the football. He had 5 receptions for 80 yards. Joe Kress, as a quarterback, had 17 attempts. Pretty uncharacteristic for him to have that many attempts in one half. But he was 10 of 17 for 132 yards of offense for passing yardage. Monroe Central with 12 first downs in that first half. Crooksville with just 5. But one important stat, Don Zini, Monroe Central with no turnovers, Crooksville with 2.
We thought prior to the game turnovers would have a big bearing in this ball game. Obviously, it led to the first score for Monroe. And if we thought also that penalties may play a part in this, and the crucial penalty down on the 8-yard line held Monroe to just a field goal at that point in time. But Monroe is doing a great job mixing the pass and the run, and we'll see if Crooksville can adjust to it.
Well, Monroe Central, they got that field goal before the half. They got the field goal before a half as the wind continues to swirl here. And I'm thinking about getting tape, but we won't even use the tape. We did it for one half without it done. Let's keep doing it without the tape here. We have papers flying everywhere, and we're getting set for half number 2 here. About another 20 seconds to go on the clock. Joe Kress with that big field goal before the end of the first half, a 27-yard field goal, and that's where we stand. A 2-yard touchdown run by Dustin Robinson, and it's 10-0 Monroe Central. And not only they get the field goal before the end of the half, they get the football here in half number 2.
And Monroe has shown Crooksville a number of various offensive formations, and they have used the slot I and I formation, a wing T and a wishbone, and Crooksville needs to adjust to these situations. Otherwise, they could be in for a long evening.
10-0 is your score. We're getting set for half number 2. Thanks for joining us here. Crooksville kicking off. This is Dustin Robinson at his 12-yard line. He's looking for a block from Eric Kramer, and Robinson gets the ball, gets to about the 18-yard line. Maybe they'll spot him at the 17. Yeah, they'll spot him at the 17-yard line. So great field, not good field position for Monroe Central, but great coverage there by Crooksville. As we said, 10-0 is your score. Monroe Central looking to advance. They have yet to win a playoff game here at McFarland Stadium. They're 0-2. The last 2 years they've come up losers on this field. Right now they're in excellent position to get their first win. They lead this football game 10-0 over Crooksville. 1st and 10, ball on the Monroe Central 17-yard line. There's Joe Kress, a great first half by him. He'll look to continue that here in half number 2. Will Weddle in motion. They'll hand the ball off to Robinson, up ahead to the 20-yard line, so he picks up 3 yards on first down. We'll spot the ball at the 20-yard line. Second and 7, I should say, coming up for Monroe Central.
Again, Robinson was sprung on that play by a nice block from Jamie Boer, who pulled from his guard position and kicked out the defensive end on that side.
And really hats off to that Monroe Central offensive line. Over 200 yards of total offense in half number 1. Just underway, third quarter, 10-0 Monroe Central with the lead. 2nd and 7, ball on their 20-yard line. Kress will hand it off. This time he gives it to Shoemaker, fighting hard, still won't go down. Oh, they roll him down. Ooh, well, he got to about the 23-yard line, maybe the 22. It looks like they're spotting him, but they say his forward progress was stopped. But once again, with a big running back, you got to give him time to keep his feet moving, and maybe a quick whistle, maybe not.
His legs were still moving, but obviously the officials thought that his forward progress was stopped, and one of the things we keep in mind, we try to keep the safety of the kids involved.
That's a good comment there, Don, but tell you what, with these running backs in this football game, you might have to tuck that whistle a little bit longer because they're known for getting extra yards, but maybe a little overzealous in his call, but nonetheless, he was probably looking out for the safety of Luke Shoemaker. Good point. 2nd down, no, check that. 3rd down and 5, we have a whistle, and we have some flags on the play. I don't know if this is going to be too much time. Yes, it is.
Delay a game.
So, an apparent touchdown. I'll tell you what, Luke Shoemaker kept that. Then again, the defense actually stops and they hear the whistle, but he turned that corner. There was nobody around. He kind of got lost in a gang tackle of shuffling by Crooksville. He started running and says, "What do you mean I'm down?" But nonetheless, he was down. The penalty brings the ball back to the 17 where they started this drive. 3rd and 10 from their own 17. 10-0 Monroe Central on top. Kress is going to pass. He's looking left, and he throws it out to Dustin Robinson, who short hops it, but a good call there. The ball hit the ground at around the 25-yard line. Joe Kress underthrowing that football.
It looked like a good call out there. Robinson was wide open, and I think maybe the wind had a little bit to do with that one also to get the ball out there.
So really the first time this offense has been out, 4 and out, and back to punt will be Eric Kramer. Back deep for the Ceramics is number 32, Brian Gorby. And I can't catch the number there. It looks like 40, Joe Ross. A low line drive kick taken by, no, Gorby will just let it fall at midfield as it's down at midfield by Monroe Central. So excellent field position for the Ceramics of Crooksville. They'll take over 1st and 10 at midfield, exactly at midfield. 33-yard punt by Eric Kramer, no return. And Crooksville starts off 1st and 10 at midfield, and really a crucial series for them.
They have excellent field position. They need to get something going in this drive to stay in this ball game.
Brian Hartley is your quarterback. He's going to hand off to the tailback, Bo Smith, and Bo Smith maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit by the Seminoles. Looked like, yeah, it was Shoemaker as well. Booher and Shoemaker, we've been calling their names all night long on defense. If we pause on a number, it might be because we're up in a crow's nest up here. We're on top of the press box here at McFarland Stadium with 30-mile-an-hour winds. We got rosters flying, and the field looks like it's about 50 miles away from us. Call it 2nd and 10 from midfield. Hartley's going to throw the football. Looking downfield, has a man at the 35, up ahead to the 30. It looks like he hit his tight end, Kyle Schooley. Yes, it was Schooley. We've been calling his name all night on defense. Schooley gets the ball to the 30-yard line of Monroe Central. They pick up 20.
Looked like he went downfield, hooked in front of the defenders, and quarterback put it right on the mark.
Well, I'm pretty impressed with that Schooley kid. What a job he's done here for Crooksville. 1st and 10 at the Monroe Central 30. Hartley has the Ceramics moving the football, something they couldn't do in half number 1. He's going to hand off to Bo Smith across the 30, up ahead near the 25. It looks like they'll mark him down at the 26-yard line, so pickup of about 4 yards on the play. We'll call it 2nd down and 6. Jamie Boer with the tackle for Monroe Central. Yoho as well in the stop for Monroe Central. Call it 2nd and 6, ball on the 26-yard line.
That was just a strong power run off to the right side with some good blocking.
The Monroe Central faithful have their shakers moving below us. 2nd and 6 at the 26. It's Bo Smith. Turns upfield. Pretty good piece of running there by Mr. Smith as he dives ahead to about the 18-yard line. They'll mark him. And another 1st down.
Kept his feet moving, got across the 1st down marker,
Might have an injury out there. It looks like for Monroe Central, Chris Dimmerling, the defensive tackle, limping out there and limping badly, but he's going to stay in the football game. Usually when a referee or official sees that, they'll call for a timeout, but Dimmerling says he's going to stay in. He's a tough kid, Chris Dimmerling. 1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line. Bo Smith straight ahead. And he rambles ahead to about the 14-yard line. Give him 4 or 5. Not a bad piece of running there by Smith. Shoemaker again on the tackle for Monroe Central.
That's that trap they've been using up the middle. We had number 72, which is Kevin Caton, come across and put the trap, and the tailback come right up the middle that time.
Both football teams trapping very well here tonight. 2nd down and call it 6, ball on the 14-yard line. Crooksville is driving. Bo Smith straight ahead and still moving his feet. Give him about 4 yards. He gets close to the 10-yard line. Actually, they might spot the ball around the 11. He didn't quite get to the 10, so 3 yards. And Chris Dimmerling, we said he was injured on a couple of plays ago. He made the tackle, so he must be okay. Playoff football, you got to play hurt.
They're giving up yards grudgingly. We have to dig in right now.
3rd and 2, they spot the ball at the Monroe Central 11. Handoff straight ahead. This is Blake, the fullback. He gets down to about the 6-yard line. Chuck Blake. And that's going to be, should be another 1st down, and yes it is. They'll actually spot the ball at the 7. So he needed 2, he picked up 4. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Instrumental drive here for Crooksville.
Looks like Crooksville has made some adjustments at halftime and have come out this half moving the ball real well.
So much for momentum from Monroe Central. First and goal, ball at the 7, 5:30 and counting. Quarter number 3, Monroe Central up 10-0. Straight ahead, it's Blake again. He has some blockers, and he pounds his way. Touchdown! Chuck Blake would not be denied. He smelled the goal line, and from 7 yards out, he took a couple tacklers with him. Here's the replay, Don. Look at the leg movement by this fullback.
Blake has made an excellent run here. He did not want to be denied getting into the end zone. Legs kept moving, and he picked up 6 for his team.
Let's see if they go for 2 or if they do kick the football. They're going to go for 2, Crooksville. They think they have the momentum. They're going to keep it up. Do you like the call, Don?
They almost have to go for 2.
This time it's in the end zone. It's the tailback, Bo Smith, making it look easy. And from 3 yards out on the 2-point conversion, we got ourselves a 2-point football game.
Now that puts them within a field goal of taking a lead. We're not sure if they really have a field goal kicker, but they do have that opportunity at this point in time.
And how big was that Joe Crest 27-yard field goal before the first half? Actually, the last play of the half. With that field goal, Monroe Central still clinging on to a 2-point lead. So on their opening drive of the second half, Crooksville takes the ball all the way downfield, actually a 50-yard drive, and they made it look easy. And the running of Blake and Smith, couple that with a pass, one pass on the drive to Kyle Schooley, but they actually made that look pretty easy.
They did make it look easy. Now it's very important for Monroe, after they receive this kickoff, to put together a drive of themselves.
Will Weddle, Dustin Robinson, and Eric Kramer are back deep to take this kick. They're standing at their own 15-yard line. 10-8 is our score.
Number 37,
Brian Caton, number 37, will kick off for the Ceramics. He has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. 5:22 to go here, quarter number 3. Monroe Central 10, Crooksville 8. The kick will come to Robinson at his 15. Up ahead across the 25 to the 30. Bounces off a tackler and immediately pulled down at his own 30-yard line. Bo Smith, that fullback, making the tackle on special teams. They'll mark the ball. Ooh, they pushed him back. Didn't give him forward progress. They actually marked the ball. And it looks like the 29-yard line. So I guess he didn't get to the 30. I thought he did, but they marked him at the 29. It'll be 1st and 10. Actually, we'll give him the 29-yard line. The scoreboard has 28, but we'll give him the 29.
Looked like he had a hole up the middle there, but it closed pretty quickly.
Monroe Central looking to maybe chew off some of that clock time and drive the football. They were 4 and out in their first possession, second half. Here's Robinson, and they close on him very quickly. Big time tackle there by number 22, Luke Abel, coming up from his linebacker spot. They may give Robinson a 1-yard carry, and yes, they do. They mark him actually at the 29. So yes, he did get a yard on the play. Call it 2nd down and 9 from the Monroe Central 29. Big time tackle there by Luke Abel, the linebacker for Crooksville. 2nd and 9 from their 29. Monroe Central with the football. This is Kress, gonna pass. Has Scully behind him, throws across the middle. He was looking for Eric Kramer, and I'll tell you what, that's a big time play there on defense by number 13, Bill Addington. Take a look at the replay, Don. Great defensive effort by Addington.
Number 13 makes a nice defensive play. 33 was very open. Looks like he would have picked up 1st down yardage. But 13 made the play. That's Bill Addington.
And this is not a position where Jaser Costa wants his football team. 3rd and long.
He does not want another 3 and out.
3rd down and 9 from their 29. Kress is going to fake the handoff. He's under heavy pressure. He's going to run the football, and he gets to about the 34, but he's going to be short of a 1st down, but here come the flags. And it looks like Crooksville either got hit with a late hit or a face mask. They're upset about something, and it looks like it's going to go against Crooksville. Here's the replay. personal foul going against Crooksville, and let's see if we can get right there.
We had the one, number 33, come in late on the quarterback, and obviously those kind of plays will add 15 and keep a drive going.
We've seen that so much by Crooksville in the half, number one, with the penalties and the turnovers. That time it was Chuck Blake, the fullback and the linebacker, a little overzealous. And he really cost his team there, because for the second straight series, Crooksville had Monroe Central stopped. But tack on the personal foul, and as soon as he did it, he got up and was saying, why did I do that? But, hey, this is playoff football. The adrenaline's pumping. And that time he got caught making a no-no. They'll spot the ball at the 50, so what a change of events there. Monroe Central would have had to punt. Now they have it 1st and 10 at midfield. 4 minutes and counting. Half number 2, third quarter action, 10-8, Monroe Central with the lead. Here is your quarterback, Kress. He's going to pass. Looking across the way, he has Manoa Geese. Check that, it's Leisure. I beg my own pardon. Pick up 12 yards to about the 38-yard line. Nonetheless, a first down by Leisure.
Leisure's their leading receiver this year. They were double covering him a few times in the first half. He got loose that time, picked up crucial first down. That penalty has kept this drive going.
What a tough call to go against Crooksville. A great call if you're a Monroe Central fan. First down and 10. They give him 13 on the catch by Leisure. 1st and 10 from the Crooksville 37. Kress running the option. The pitch to Robinson across the 35 to the 30. Needs a block to the 25. They tackle him at the 24-yard line. So Dustin Robinson picks up 12. A great burst of energy by this great little tailback from Monroe Central. I'll tell you what.
Robinson made a great move on the defensive back that came up that time, picking up the extra yardage, and he just running right through people.
So they pick up 13 by Leisure on the play before that, 12 more yards. Check that, 13 more yards. 1st and 10 at the Crooksville 24. When Dustin Robinson turns those shoulders and squares them upfield, he's tough to bring down. Here he is again, across the 25 to the 20. They can't get him down.
He just does not want to be denied. What a great little back.
He's playing like a Luke Shoemaker at 6'1", 195. Dustin Robinson, he keeps them feet moving. And he picks up, it looks like 7 yards on first down.
We have to keep in mind that Dustin Robinson has picked up over 1,000 yards this season. In fact, it's 1,033 coming into this ball game.
Picks up 7 more to that total. 2nd down and 3. They mark the ball at the Crooksville 17. 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. They hand off to Robinson again. He got the hot hand. He turns the corner to 10. The 5. They knock him out of bounds. And around the 3-yard line, another big run by Dustin Robinson. He needed 3. He picked up 15 yards. Big time run by the little guy.
This time they came out with 9 people on the line of scrimmage and only 1 guy behind the quarterback, and turned the corner. This is part of the various formations. There we go again.
3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. They key on him, and Robinson stopped at about the 5-yard line.
Oh, we had 2 linebackers shoot the gap on that one.
Abel and also Chuck Blake, both the linebackers shooting the gap, as you said, stunning on the blitz there, and they'll mark him down at the 5, so he loses a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from about the 5. It's actually, technically they'll mark it at the 6. We'll call it the 6. 2nd and goal from the 6. Robinson has had the hot hand on this drive. He dots the I behind Kress and Shoemaker. Joe Kress is going to run the option right with Robinson. Going to tuck the ball. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Joe Kress. What a great decision there by the senior quarterback. He used Dustin Robinson as the decoy, and he tucked it, and the senior takes it 6 yards. And Monroe Central now leads this game 16-8. Here's the replay.
Broke 1 tackle, followed the key, and worked himself into the end zone. Great run by Joe Kress.
And Kress is still on the field. Ludwig the hold. Kress will go for the extra point. 16-8, 1:09 to go here in quarter number 3. A huge, huge drive there by Monroe Central. The kick is up, and it's actually off the crossbar and no good.
It hit the bottom of the crossbar and went underneath. Looked like we had a little bit of problem with the snap on that one.
So now it's still a touchdown game. If Crooksville can come up with a touchdown and 2 points, they can tie this game. 16-8, Monroe Central leads Crooksville. 1:09 to go here at quarter number 3. Time to step aside. You're watching high school football on News Channel 7. Monroe Central, after that touchdown, leads this football game over Crooksville 16-8. Joe Kress just missed the extra point. Back deep now for Crooksville is number 40, Brian Gorby. Towing it up for Monroe Central is Luke Shoemaker. Also back Joe Ross. Excuse me, Joe Ross is back as well as Luke Abel for Crooksville. Here's the kick. Taken at the 22-yard line by number 40, Joe Ross. He takes the ball across the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 37-yard line. So not bad field position for Crooksville. And we talked about it at halftime at the start of the third quarter. Penalties played a very big part in turnovers in half number 1. And right there, Crooksville shooting himself in the foot. A big personal foul call kept the Monroe Central drive alive. They'll spot the ball at the 35, actually. Call it 1st and 10 at the 35. 50 seconds and counting in quarter number 3. This is Bo Smith. And Bo Smith, I'm getting excited here. Bo Smith, I was going to say meet Luke Shoemaker. Wow, is that a hit?
Shoemaker read the key. When he saw the guard pull to come out the block to the left side, he shot the gap and caught the runner right in the backfield. Great play by number 44, Luke Shoemaker.
Take a look at the hit here, Don. That is a big-time play by a big-time player, Luke Shoemaker. Wow.
Great job from the linebacker post.
Hartley's going to pass on 2nd down across the middle. It looks like he has a man across midfield to the 44-yard line with 4.5 seconds to go here. It's Scott Hoke. Scott Hoke, the catch at the 44-yard line. They'll mark the ball 1st down for Crooksville. A big-time pass and catch there by Crooksville, and what looks to be the last play of quarter number 3. Yes, it is. Ooh. We've had some fireworks here at quarter number 3, but nonetheless, Monroe Central with 1 quarter to play. They lead Crooksville in a very noisy McFarland Stadium. Your score, Monroe Central 16 minutes of football in regulation to go here. Monroe Central with the lead 16-8. They are 12 minutes away from moving on in the Ohio Division 5 playoffs, and really a place, McFarland Stadium, that has not been kind to Monroe Central. They're 0-2 here in the playoffs. 1st and 10 for Crooksville. The ball on the 44-yard line of Monroe Central. They pick up the blitz. Hartley looking downfield. Kress with the coverage and almost coming up with an interception near his own 5-yard line. Hartley was looking downfield for number 20, TJ Mumford. That's the same guy he looked for in the first play of this football game when Dustin Robinson picked him off. That time it was Joe Kress with the coverage.
That ball was thrown about 40 to 45 yards into a stiff wind. Both players made a great play on the ball. Kress was back there to knock it down.
Official timeout now. We may have, they're talking it over. It looks like Chris Dimmerling's down there for Monroe Central. Let's see what we have here. And they're going to start things up. 16-8, Monroe Central with the lead. Don?
I think they were adjusting some equipment again.
Ball on the Monroe Central 44. Hartley's going to pass again, this time across the field as Hauk, and a great tackle. Dustin Robinson tackles Hauk at about the 39-yard line, so he does pick up minimal yards, but great play by Robinson.
Robinson made a great play from his cornerback position, came up and put a sure tackle to keep it 3rd and about 5.
He's probably given a good 30 to 40 pounds on that tackle as well, but if you notice where he tackled that young football players watching this telecast, he hit him right around the knees, around the thigh area. Big players will go down if you hit them low.
Absolutely.
3rd down and 5. Ball on the Monroe Central 39. In motion, and out to the right is Schooley. Hartley looking downfield and looking for Schooley. This time he goes, and he has a man. That's TJ Mumford running out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. They'll mark him at the 26-yard line, Monroe Central. That will be good enough for a first down.
He made a nice catch on a down and out. Must have soft hands to hold the ball in that manner.
They will mark Crooksville at the 26-yard line of Monroe Central. And yes, once again, those ceramics are moving the football. First down and 10 at the Monroe Central 26. Jaser Costa yelling to his troops on defense to suck it up. The wind is really picking up here at McFarland Stadium. Hartley this time straight ahead dive to his big fullback. That's Chuck Blake. And I see a penalty flag. That might be bad news for the Seminoles. Let's see. What do you think, Don?
It looks like it might be a face mask call. Usually from the umpire's position.
It is.
Yes, it is a face mask call. From the umpire's position, usually it's holding or a face mask when it comes out in a pile like that, and this time it happened to be the face mask.
Really, Monroe Central has played pretty much a flawless game. Here's the replay. I don't know if we can see it here on the replay or not. They'll mark off the yardage. Straight ahead, it's Blake. I know Shoemaker was involved, and Kramer, and
it's difficult to see where the face mask was, but obviously it's there. It's a half-distance penalty, which will give them 1st and 10.
1st and 10 from the 11, so they can't pick up a first down on this drive. Another one. Hartley going to pass the football. Has T.J. Mumford on the side. Check it. Can't see the number. It's across the way, but nonetheless, it is T.J. Mumford. He's coming up slow on the play. He runs off the field. Looks like he might have picked up a stinger, but Kramer had to knock him down around the 3-yard line. They do pick up good yardage on the play, 7 yards. So call it 2nd down and about, I don't know, 2 yards it looks like. A long 2, a short 3. The ball resting, it looks like the 4-yard line. This is the big fullback, Blake, and he's in. Chuck Blake around left end. And Crooksville made it look easy.
Again, it looked like the play was designed to go off tackle. He broke it outside. He breaks it to the outside and just breaks the plane to score the touchdown.
It is now a 2-point game. Crooksville will go for the 2 and go for the tie here. 10 minutes, 5 seconds to go in half number 2. It's actually quarter number 4. 4th quarter action here, 16-14. Hartley rolling right, passing to the end zone, broken up.
Great play. Great play. Jason Ludwig, sophomore.
Take a look at the replay if we have it. Jason Ludwig on the replay. Look at the break on the ball.
Comes up and makes a diving save. Could be a game save.
Brian Corby appeared to be open, but it was Ludwig. Jason Ludwig. And circle that play, folks. Circle that play by Ludwig, a sophomore. We talk about all the seniors on this football team from Monroe Central. That kid deserves a big pat on the back. Ludwig closing the gap, breaking up the 2-point conversion with 10:05 to go. Monroe Central still hangs on to that lead, 16-14. They've led 7-0 in this football game, 10-0. They led 10-8. 16-8, now it's 16-14 Monroe Central with 10:05 to go in regulation. They lead this football game. Back deep is Kramer, also Dustin Robinson. What a football game we've had here for you from McFarland Stadium.
This is high school football at its finest. 2 teams wanting to advance to the next level. Both coaches with playoff experience. We're going to need all that experience in this last 10 minutes.
Here comes the kickoff. It will be Robinson from his 22-yard line. Straight up ahead, gets outside, has some room, and Dustin Robinson takes it 17 yards to the 39-yard line. Fine return there by Dustin Robinson.
Puts the Seminoles in great field position to start another drive.
You have to think that Jaser Costa is going to tell his kids, let's hold on to that football with 2 hands. Luke Shoemaker and Dustin Robinson This is their time to shine right now with a moving clock, 9:50 to go in this football game. They have a 2-point lead, the Seminoles do, and they're going to look to try to chew up some yardage and the clock. It is Robinson and Shoemaker. Will Weddle also now, he's in motion. Kress will hand off to Robinson. 2 hands on that football and big yardage to the 45-yard line. Give him close to 6 yards, and that's exactly what Jay Costa wants from his running back.
They put a fake to Shoemaker going through the line, and he was hit by a linebacker, and Robinson was able to use that fake and cut up through the line for big yardage.
Will Weddle checks out of the football game. Eric Kramer is in. He is your slot back. Shoemaker and Robinson dotting the I. Joe Kress on 2nd and 5 is going to pass out to, he was looking for Geese. Actually, check that Leisure. He was looking for Leisure, but that football sailed on. The wind is actually blowing in his favor, but didn't really compensate for that, and the ball took off on him.
You could actually see the ball just fluttering away as it was going downfield. The wind caught that one pretty good.
Actually, not a bad play selection by Jay Costa and crew. Leisure was open. It looked like he could have picked up a first down on the play, but the ball took off on him. Yes, the wind's howling at close to 30 miles an hour at game time and throughout this football game. 3rd down and 5, ball on the 37, make that the 43-yard, straight ahead run. Dustin Robinson, first down carry inside Crooksville territory. They'll mark him down at about the 48-yard line, and the chains move, and that's a good sign, Seminole fans.
Another great run by Robinson. They come out of the power I that time, giving Crooksville another formation to look at.
1st and 10, the clock is moving at 8:40 and counting to go in regulation. 16-14 Monroe Central. They have the ball on the Crooksville 48-yard line. Kress is going to pass again to Leisure. He's looking for him. He's going to go downfield, and Kress is going to tuck the football to the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Let's see where they mark him. They actually gave him the 39. It looks as if he's near the 39, yes. So he picks up good yardage, actually about 8 or 9 yards in the carry. They'll stop him at the 39-yard line. He's about 1.5 yards short, so a great pickup by the senior quarterback.
Did a nice job turning the corner, used his speed to get around there and pick up the 9 yards and then get out of bounds to save any collision with the defense.
2nd and a long one for the Seminoles. Straight ahead, Robinson. He has the first down, or does he? He got pushed back at the last minute. He's going to be close. It looks like forward progress is going to make him very close to that first down marker. Let's wait for the indication. We might see the chain gang here. No, they say first down. So Robinson picks it up. The play helped set up by that great run by Joe Kress. So 1st and 10. The clock still moving. We're under 8 minutes to go in regulation. 2-point lead, 16-14 Monroe Central. They're looking to punch another one in. Expect another handoff here. Kress hands it straight ahead. This is Robinson. He's a block. Right down the gut. He's at the 25, the 20, the 15, 10, and knocked down by Cal Scully. They save the tack, save a touchdown. Dustin Robinson inside the 10. They knock him down at about the 8-yard line. 20-yard carry by Dustin Robinson. Take a look at the replay.
What a great run by Robinson up here. He comes out of the wishbone formation and shows great balance to stay on his feet and get down to a 1st and goal situation from near the 8-yard line.
We have an injured Crooksville player down at about the 8-yard line where Robinson was tackled. We can't quite see the number. They're working on the left leg. I do believe the right leg, it looks like. The right leg. Might be a calf.
Looks like he has a cramp.
What a run by Dustin Robinson. 20 yards to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal from the 8 from Monroe Central. 7:34 to go here in regulation. Monroe Central clinging on to that 2-point lead. They lead at 16-14. And what can you say about Dustin Robinson and Luke Shoemaker? These two running backs, I'll tell you, there's a lot of teams across the valley going to be happy when these two guys finally graduate.
That's for sure, but we have to give a lot of credit to this offensive line.
Looks like the injured player is number 72, Kevin Caton, the right guard. Actually, the right tackle on defense. He's the right guard on offense. Kevin Caton's getting up. That's a good sign there. Looked like he might have cramped up a little bit. It might have been cramping trying to catch Robinson. I'll tell you what, we've had a great one here from McFarland Stadium. The Seminole fans on their feet, they want more. How about that sign? And I'll tell you what, folks, thanks for the sign, Monroe Central. Don Zini, in his first telecast here with News Channel 7, I noticed he's not wearing a tie tonight either. I like the attire. Nice job.
Thanks, Gino.
First and goal from the 8-yard line. Monroe Central looking to pad their lead. Still plenty of time. 7:34 to go in regulation. Just a 2-point game. Joe Kress over center. In motion is Eric Kramer. They will hand off to Robinson, trying to turn the corner. He gets outside to the 5, the 4, the 3, touchdown!
What a great run. What a great run. Bounced off of two would-be tacklers to get into the end zone.
Dustin Robinson is taking over this football game. Here's your replay. From 8 yards out, he would not be denied. Look at he bounces off tacklers.
He takes the handoff from Kress, goes around the end, sheds one, sheds two tacklers, and gets into the end zone to give an 8-point lead to Monroe.
It's now an 8-point game. This is a very critical extra point by Joe Kress. High snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is good.
That's a big extra point. Now Crooksville will need 2 scores.
Jay Circosta, the first man he shook his hand with was with his senior quarterback. Joe Kress has done everything that Jay Circosta has asked for his senior quarterback this year. And a huge extra point. You know, Joe Kress really wanted that extra point when he missed the early one here in the second half. It makes it a 9-point game. So Crooksville needs 2 scores to take the lead. 7:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. 23-14 Monroe Central leading Crooksville.
You could see Kress' determination on his body there, and he kept his head down to get the proper angle and get the foot through the ball right through the uprights.
I wonder what Joe Ross, the defensive back for Crooksville, is thinking right now. He had a chance to bring down Robinson. He tried to tackle him high. I'm telling you, at this level of football in the playoffs, you have to know how to tackle a football player. You got to tackle him low. Running backs do not go down when you're tackled high. There's our vantage point. We're way up here in the crow's nest. How you doing, Chris Kanicki, our cameraman? Thank you very much. It's surprisingly we haven't got blown off the roof here. The kick now, fumbled at the 20-yard line, and advancing the ball, he's still on his feet. What a run there by Luke Abel. Monroe Central had him trapped at his own 20, and somehow Abel takes it back to the 35. So a huge, huge carry there on the kickoff.
That was great determination by number 22, Luke Abel. Just wanted to make sure he was going to pick up as much yardage as he could.
So Crooksville starts at their 35. First and 10, 6:55 and counting in regulation. Crooksville down by 9. Hartley wants to throw the football. Under pressure, throws it out to his fullback, Chuck Blake, and Blake is brought down by Luke Shoemaker near the 38-yard line, so short gain there. Luke Shoemaker all over the football field on defense for these Seminoles.
Looked like that pass was going to go for bigger yardage, but Shoemaker came up and stopped him with just about a 4-yard gain.
They'll mark him at about the 30, I'm going to call it the 39-yard line. Give him 3, 2nd and 7 at the 39-yard line. Hartley is going to pass again. Hartley looking downfield, throws it up in the air, looking for a man, and caught! Once again, it's Brian Corby making the catch at the 31-yard line. Joe Kress had the coverage, and he's limping. I think he'll be okay, but Crooksville comes up with big yardage there to the 31-yard line. Here's the replay.
That was a great effort by
Gorby to come down with that ball. He had double coverage there, but made a fine catch.
Kress and Ludwig had the coverage. That ball hung up there. It was just a better offensive play. 1st and 10 for the Monroe Central 31, under 6 minutes to go. Hartley's going to put it up again. Throws it across field, has a man, but incomplete. He was looking across for, it looked like T.J. Mumford. Yes, it was. Dustin Robinson had the coverage.
Pass was right on target, but Robinson came up and made the good play.
The incompletion stops the clock at 5:53. Your score, Monroe Central 23, Crooksville 14. Jaser Costa and his team has been leading all football game. They've had a couple of 2-point leads in this football game. The latest touchdown by Dustin Robinson has increased that lead to 9. Hartley gonna hand it off. This time to Bo Smith. And how about the tackle there? Woo! It looked like Yoho.
Sam
I'm sorry. Sam Hannes made the play. Watch the play here by Sam Hannes.
This junior came up and made a great tackle on the draw play there. Looked like it was going to go for positive yardage, and Hannes made a fine play.
3rd and 11. They'll spot the ball at the 32. Big play by Hannes. Hartley going to pass again. Looking across the middle, downfield for his man. Almost picked off by Dustin Robinson. In the end zone, and Bill Addington was the intended receiver in the end zone, but Robinson had the coverage.
Monroe had that one well covered. He would have had to thread the needle to get that one in.
This Brian Hartley kid can throw the football. What a strong arm he has. And he's also, as we said before, throwing into a very stiff wind.
Hartley has thrown for nearly 1,200 yards this year and 15 TDs. So obviously they have a fine pass offense.
Maybe the play of the game, 4th and 11. Hartley's going to use that strong arm again. Downfield, and it's caught. Did he have the ball? No. It looked like Kyle Schooley. Check that, it's Hauk. Hauk thought he had the ball at around the 25. They roll him incomplete. He didn't have 2 feet in bounds. See if we have a replay on this football. Here it is, right here.
Here's the replay. We can't see the feet, but obviously the official made the call that he did not come down in bounds. All he needed was 1 foot in bounds, which would have made it a completion.
Ludwig had the coverage. 1st and 10 for Monroe Central. They have the ball at their 32. 5:03. They're going to work on the clock. Joe Kress, your quarterback. 3 backs in the backfield. Those backs have to hold on to the football. This is Robinson up ahead. He gets to about the 35-yard line, so he picks up 3 yards on the play. The clock is moving. We're under 5 minutes to go here in regulation. Monroe Central with a 9-point lead. And they can smell this one. I know they can.
The clock is now an ally to the Monroe Central Seminoles. All they want to do is ground it out, use up as much time as they can.
2nd down and 7, 4:30 and counting here to play in regulation. 9-point Monroe Central lead. Kress is going to hand the ball off to Robinson again. Trying to spring outside, turns his shoulders upfield, and minimal yardage, maybe 2 yards on the play. And let's face it, Crooksville knows they're coming with the run. They're stacking that line of scrimmage.
It looked like Robinson was just determined to hold on to the ball. As he was running with it, you could see him tucking 2 arms around that ball not to give it up.
Will Weddle checks into the football game. Looks like Manoa Geese will check out. Look for maybe a quick hitter here from Joe Kress. I know they want to keep that ball. They'll need to pick up 4 yards. 3rd and a long 4. Kress is going to pass, looking for Robinson. Out to Kramer. He has 1st down yards across midfield before they knock him out of bounds.
What a great call by Coach Sircosta, picking up the crucial 1st down and keep the drive alive.
Take a look at the replay, Don Zini. Big time play there by Kress and Kramer.
They had double wide out to the left. Kramer comes out, looks like from a tight end position, makes a nice catch, picks up crucial 1st down.
And he had 2 hands on that football. two big hands on that football, let's say. I tell you what, on that before that play, Will Weddle came into the football game, and Kramer was going to come out, and Weddle says, no, you're staying in. And a good thing he did. They'll mark the ball at the Crooksville 47, 1st and 10, 3:31 to go in regulation. Kress talking with Shoemaker. He might have changed the cadence here. Kress will hand off to Shoemaker. No, check it, Robinson up to about the 45-yard line. So a pickup of 2, short yardage there for Robinson. But that clock continues to turn, 3:20 and counting.
Looks like Crooksville's going to call timeout.
How about the job of Monroe Central, not only this season, but in the 90s? Easily, you could call them one of the teams of the 90s. In the 1990s, they've rattled off a 9-1 season, a 10-0, an 8-2, an 8-0, and that strike-shortened season, a 9-1, and this year's 10-0. You add those up, Don Zini, it's 54-4. Wow.
That tells you what a great job of coaching is being done by Coach Jay Circosta and his staff. These players are well prepared every year.
And a great following here at McFarland Stadium. It's been a windy night here at McFarland Stadium, and I talked to Jay Circosta earlier this week. He was worried about the field conditions here. They had some rain. They've had some snow here earlier in the week, and Circosta was a little bit worried about the field conditions. I think that stems from 2 years ago when he lost in the mud to Newark Catholic. But I tell you what, his players have really stepped it up. And, you know, he's had some kids in this football team that have been there in these big games, the Shoemakers and the Cresses and the Dustin Robinson. These kids have been around and they've played in big games, and you can't talk more and more about experience when it comes to playoff football. And I tell you what, the Crooksville faithful are starting to head to the exits.
This has been a fine team effort thus far by the Monroe Central Seminoles. And let's keep in mind the big play that was made by that sophomore down on the goal line on the extra point to keep that 2-point margin at that time.
2nd and 8, ball in the Crooksville 45 as Monroe Central continues to work on that play clock. Joe Kress with Will Weddle in motion. He'll hand off straight ahead to Dustin Robinson, maybe 3, as he inches, maybe give him 4 yards. And Crooksville wants another timeout. Robinson gets to about the 41-yard line. It's going to set up a 3rd down situation, call it about 5 yards. Crooksville calls another timeout. As we told you at the top of the telecast, Crooksville knows, talking about experience, Don, Crooksville knows trying to the playoffs as well. And 20 seasons under head coach Craig Spring, this is their 10th postseason appearance. 1977, they were state champs.
Right, and just 2 years ago, they were in the state semifinals. So obviously, Crooksville knows something about playoff, but we've had a great effort here by the Monroe Central Seminoles. And in another 3 minutes and 8 seconds, they'll be moving on to the next level.
You've been an official for a long time. You're the commissioner of OVAC football. You're also a former coach. What's Jay Circosta right now telling his troops?
Hold on to the ball, play good, solid offense. Don't make any penalties, and we'll go on from there.
Monroe Central trying to rid themselves of the McFarland Stadium jinx. They've lost 2 games here, 2 straight years at McFarland Stadium. Things looking pretty good for them now. They have a 9-point lead, the football, and 3:08 to go on the game clock. 3rd down, they'll call it a long 4. Kress is going to run it. He needs a block. I don't think he's going to get it, and he's knocked down for a loss.
But the important thing is he stayed in bounds.
Yes, he did, and it looks like Crooksville has just used their last and final timeout with 2:56 to go. It's going to set up a 4th down situation for Monroe Central. 23-14, the Seminoles lead this football game, and Jay Circosta coming out, and I would think they would punt the football here. What do you do?
I would think that you would punt it and make them move 90-some yards to try to get back into the ball game. Trying to do that with no timeouts doesn't make for a good situation.
Yeah, you have to punt the football here to try to put Crooksville back in their own end, but keep in mind, as you said, no timeouts for the Ceramics. Also, they trail by 9, so they need 2 scores. A touchdown, a conversion only gives them 8. 2:56 to go here. What a football game we've had, and what a football game by the big 3. Kress, Shoemaker, and Robinson. We talked about them all week long. We talked about them in the open to the football game, and they've done nothing wrong to make us look like geniuses in this telecast. They've come out big. Jason Costa, go ahead, Don.
I would think that Crooksville will be coming all out to try to block this kick. They have 10 guys up on the line of scrimmage.
Here's the punt from Eric Kramer. Pretty good punt back to the 10-yard line. This is Brian Corby. He gets it to across the 20 to about the 21-yard line before they knock him down.
Kramer did a good job that time getting the kick off quickly. He wasn't particularly interested in distance, just get the kick off.
So quarterback Brian Hartley has 2:35 and counting to go in this football game to get his team into the end zone. Hartley will pass. Looking downfield, has a man, overthrows T.J. Mumford at the 35-yard line. Coverage there from Monroe Central, Rob Trigg, a junior.
And Monroe dropped 6 defenders back into the passing area that time.
Boy, it is really, really windy up here in the Crow's Nest at McFarland Stadium. That last gust. I'm a little guy here, Don. That almost put me over the top and into the Monroe Central fans. But I guess that extra stop at McDonald's kind of weighted me down on the way up here from Cambridge. 2nd and 10, ball in the 21, 2:25 and counting. Hartley down the middle, has a man tackled by Luke Shoemaker. Let's see the number. Once again, it was Corby. So Corby gets the ball up to about the 29-yard line. He's still short of a first down. Call it 3rd and 2.
And that keeps the clock running.
Monroe Central give him that pass all day. Hartley again. And again he'll pass. Out to the left side, looking for T.J. Mumford, and he won't get him. Overthrows Mumford. Dustin Robinson with the coverage along with Eric Kramer.
Now they have a 4th and 2. They have to pick up the first down to keep the drive alive. If they try to run it, they're going to use up more time, so they have a little bit of a dilemma at this point in time.
1:56 to go here in regulation. Monroe Central 23-14 over Crooksville. 4th and 2. Hartley to pass. Across the middle, almost intercepted. Is it complete? It is. How'd he catch it? I'll never know. That's Luke Scully. Check it, Kyle Scully. So he picks up the first down. Pretty good coverage by Weddle.
Great catch. Looked like he was down on his knees when he caught the ball.
He threaded the needle. Will Weddle thought he had an interception. Scully says, 1st and 10 for the 36. Hartley to pass again. Way downfield. Flag on the play and almost intercepted at his own 40-yard line by Joe Kress. He was looking for T.J. Mumford. It may be a holding call coming up here against Crooksville. Let's wait for the official announcement.
Yoho broke through that time from his defensive tackle position. And was pulled down by one of the offensive linemen.
Yes, it is holding on Crooksville. And I tell you what, we got some Monroe Central players down there playing their tails off on that line. Sam Hannis just bent over. He has nothing left to give in this football game. What a game he's had, Sam Hannis. Also Dimmerling, we got Boer down there. What a game by the line. They have never let this game get out of hand. The penalty moves the ball back to around the 20-yard line. Hartley's going to pass under heavy pressure. Who hit him? I can't get the number as he gets up. Can't see if that's, is it 64? John Shoemaker, I'm told, made. I think that kid's a freshman. What a hit he put on Hartley. Luke's baby brother. John Shoemaker, remember that name. This kid's 14 years old, and he put a big-time hit on Hartley. Hartley back again under pressure. He eludes the rush. And he's going to run the football. Kramer going to try to knock him out of bounds, and he does. Near the 23-yard line. Yes, it is.
That was Shoemaker again. The younger brother of Luke coming in and making the quarterback come out of the pocket, put the pressure on him.
How about the football talent from that Shoemaker family? Sir Costa should send them a Christmas present every year. Oh, they're going to mark the ball at the 22, 3rd and 24 from the Crooksville 22, 1:19 to go, 23-14 Monroe Central. Hartley back to pass, another heavy rush. He gets the football off to his tailback, Bo Smith, and he's hammered near the 35-yard line. Actually at the 31-yard line by Luke Shoemaker. We might have a man down, limping on the play. Is that Boer? Got the numbers all crumpled up. Might be, is it Knowlton?
That might have been
Yoho.
He's coming off the field now.
It is Yoho. We can't see because his number's tucked up underneath his pads, but it looks like he's going to be okay. 45 seconds and go on a moving clock. 23-14. Hartley with the wind gusting. Going to throw it up in the air, looking downfield. Knocked down by Jason Ludwig. He had the coverage on T.J. Mumford at the Monroe Central 40-yard line. Ludwig, he's just a sophomore. We've seen him earlier in this football game. And nice play there. He could have probably come up with the interception. He just knocked the ball down.
Well, that was a 4th down play.
Exactly.
So if he just knocks it down, they're going to get the ball on the 30. And all they have to do now is kneel down, and we'll be going on to the next level for the Monroe Central Seminoles.
And yes, the jinx at McFarland Stadium is about to come to an end. 23-14 Monroe Central, and with just 38.7 ticks on this clock. Dustin Robinson back near the 45. He's the safety plug. Cress will kneel down. They'll spot the football. 30 seconds and counting. They'll reset the play clock. That will be the final play of the football game, I do believe. We're going to try to catch up with Jay Sircosta, the head coach of Monroe Central. After we go to a break out of here, we'll try to track him down and get his thoughts on this great win by Monroe Central. 10, 9, 8, count it down, Monroe Central. You're headed to the regional finals. Your final score, Ohio Division V regional semifinal. Monroe Central, they break the McFarland Stadium jinx. 23-14 winners